Assalamualaikum, everyone. How do we apply Newton's laws of acceleration and interaction in analyzing a two-body system? On one end of a rope, a smaller mass is attached and pulled up a ramp by a bigger mass tied to the opposite end and fastened through a frictionless pulley and accelerating downward. Just stick around till the end of this video. Watch and learn. The question is, in the following figure, M1 is equal to 20.0 kilogram and the angle alpha is equal to 53.1 degrees. The coefficient of kinetic friction between the block M1 and the incline is mu of k equals 0.40. What must be the mass M2 of the hanging block if it is to descend 12.0 meters in the first 3.00 seconds after the system is released from rest? So the figure shows that the smaller mass M1 is on a rough incline, making an angle 53.1 degrees with the horizontal. The bigger mass M2 is hanging. The two masses are connected by a rope whose mass is negligible, and the rope passes through a frictionless fixed pulley. We start our solution by identifying all the important forces acting on each mass. We represent both blocks as particles. For clarity, we also tilt our y and x coordinate system a little bit counterclockwise. So the weight sub 1 of the mass M1 is equal to 20.0 kilogram times 9.80 meters per second squared. So that is 196 newtons. We can break this weight 1 into its x and y components. Weight 1y is the y component, which we express here as weight 1 cosine of the angle 53.1 degrees. Alright, we use cosine because weight 1 sub y is adjacent to the angle. We also express the x component as weight 1 sine 53.1 degrees. This is the component of weight 1 that tends to pull the mass M1 down the inclined plane. The force exerted by the surface of the incline on mass M1 is the normal force denoted here as F sub n, and this is directed in the positive y-axis. And its magnitude is equal to the y component of weight 1, or that is weight 1 cosine 53.1 degrees. The force of kinetic friction, denoted by F sub k, is equal to the coefficient of kinetic friction multiplied by the normal force F sub n. This is the friction between the mass m1 and the surface while m1 is accelerating up the incline, right? And this force of friction is directed opposite to its motion. Hence, the force of kinetic friction is directed down the inclined plane, right, in our diagram. And lastly, we have the tension force denoted by capital T. This is the force of the rope pulling the mass M1 up the incline. Right? And similarly, we also identify and label the two vertical forces acting on the mass M2. Right? Its own weight, W sub 2, and the same tension force, capital T. Right? So, the tension force, that is the force of the rope exerted on the mass M2, all right, is directed here upward, all right. That is for mass M2. And by virtue of Newton's third law, the law of interaction, if the mass M2 is pulling the rope down, right, the rope must also be pulling M2 with equal but opposite force directed upward. And this tension force, all right, is what pulls M1 up the incline. And the same tension force that pulls M2 upward. Right. So our target variable in this problem is the mass M2. Right? Which is simply the weight W sub 2 divided by acceleration due to gravity. Moving on now to our computations. All right, we find the y component of weight 1 equal to 196 newtons times the value of the cosine 53.1 degrees. So with the help of your calculator, we can find this y component of weight 1, which is equal to 118 newtons in three significant figures. Likewise, its x component, W sub 1x, right, is equal to 196 newtons multiplied by the sine value of 53.1 degrees. Right? So, doing our math, we find that W sub 1x is equal to 157 newtons, also in three significant figures. The normal force, Fn, which is just equal in magnitude to the y component of weight 1, all right, which is, of course, equal to 180 newtons. And computing for the kinetic friction, all right, given its coefficient of kinetic friction 0.40, multiplying that by the normal force 180 newtons, so we find the force of kinetic friction equal to 47.2 newtons. right? And we are also asked to find the mass. But before we can find the mass of uh, M2, we first need to find the acceleration of the system, right? What is the acceleration of the system if uh, the mass M2 is to descend 12.0 meters in the first 3.00 seconds after the system is released from rest, right? So, we can use the kinematics formula for finding the acceleration given the distance d and the time elapsed t, or acceleration is equal to twice the distance traveled divided by the square of the time t. That is, acceleration equals 2 times 12.0 meters, right? And divided by the square of the time, 3.00 seconds. So doing our math, we find the acceleration of m2 and that of m1. In other words, the acceleration of the two mass system is equal to 2.67 meters per second squared. Since we already know the acceleration of the system, we can now proceed in finding the tension force capital T. So we consider the net force acting on mass M1. Okay, we label it as summation of Fx on mass M1. The tension force capital T, okay, minus the x component of weight 1 minus the kinetic friction, all right? So the vector sum of these three forces is the net force acting on mass M1, all right? And if we equate that to the product of the mass of M1 and the acceleration, then we are in fact applying the law of acceleration, F net equals ma, all right? So we can get the sum of W1x and Fk, all right? That is the tension force capital T minus 204.2 newtons. That's the sum of W1x and Fk. And then equate it to the mass M1, which is 20.0 kilogram, times the computed acceleration of M1, which is 2.67 meter per second squared. Or, all right, transposing 204 newtons to the right side of the equation, we get the magnitude of the force tension, capital T, equals 204.2 Newton plus the product of M1 and acceleration A, which is 53.4 newtons. So that means the magnitude of the force of the tension in the rope is equal to 257.6 newtons. All right? Applying the same law, the law of acceleration, to the motion of the mass M2, all right, where M2 times G is the weight of the hanging block minus the force of the rope, or the tension force, capital T, all right. So M2G minus T is the net force acting on M2, right? So we can equate that to M2 times the same acceleration A, Alright? But let's combine M2G and M2A first. So by isolating, the tension force becomes M2 multiplied by quantity G minus A. And since what we are looking for is the value of M2, so isolating M2, we have the formula M2 equals the tension force T divided by quantity G minus A. So when we substitute the given values, we have 257.6 newtons. That's the value of the tension force divided by 9.80 meters per second squared minus 2.67 meters per second squared. Doing our math, we get M2 equals 257.6 newtons divided by 7.13 meters per second squared. Right? So finally, we get the value of the mass M2 in three significant figures. Alright? It is equal to 36.1 kilogram. So this is the mass of M2, so that the block M2 will be able to accelerate or descend through a distance, vertical distance of 12.0 meters, all right, in 3.0 seconds after the system is released from rest, right? So we say that mass M1 will be accelerating up the inclined plane, all right, with an acceleration of 2.67 meters per second squared, while at the same time, M2 will be accelerating vertically downward with the same value of acceleration, 2.67 meters per second squared. All right? And that the two blocks, in fact, are acted upon, individually acted upon by the tension force of the rope, all right, equal to 257.6 newtons. So that's about all. Till the next episode, mabuhay, mashallah. Thank you very much for watching. Please follow me in my FB page, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.